back from my, I'd call it a micro bike ride, because the bike that we have, though I'm grateful we were lucky and free to have it, that was the first time I've ridden on it since we've got it, and figured out quite quickly that it is not good. Everything about it is just not good. So we ended our bike ride pretty quickly, though we did get maybe about 15 to 30 minutes in of said bike ride, and got back to the house, and it got warm because it's kind of cold outside. So, you know, whenever you go out and you're exercising, you're doing something, you come back inside and you're like, oh my god, it's so hot. Well, that's what happened. So the door is open. Kitty cat's out here with me and just taking a moment to breathe. And then I'm gonna sit down and edit some stuff and then upload my day 4 of a video a day for YouTube growth and reach. Honestly, pretty good. Magnesium and adaptogen infused sparkling waters. Calm, cool, collected. Recess. I would rate this because you asked specifically for my opinion, and I'm gonna give it to you, is I'd give it like maybe like a 7.3 out of 10. And the 0.3 is being generous because it's in a category of its own. It is a lime citrus, and it tastes kind of like a watered down margarita. So if you're into that kind of thing and you like a little bit of sparkling, you like the taste of lime and citrus, this might be for you. It has magnesium, pardon me, let me specify, magnesium L-threonate, which is a form of magnesium for the brain. Has adaptogens, L-theanine, and lemon balm to help maintain balance. What kind of balance? I would say probably mental, mind, body, spirit balance. That's possible. And then it says, take a recess, create a moment in time, do with it what you wish, calm, cool, collected. Say hey to the people. Hi, people. Recess. We canned a feeling, a sparkling water to brighten your day with magnesium, adaptogens, and real fruit for the you are on your best days.
Are you doing fucking advertisement now? Let's go.
They asked for my opinion, so I gave them a rating, and that's what we're doing here.
And that's how you spice your day.
An antidote to modern times. Wow. Okay. Quality in a can. You heard it here, folks. Go and get your own. Okay, real talk. I sit here and think about all the times in which I have been busy with thoughts of things that I could do to fill my time. And not necessarily because I need to fill my time, but because it's what I'm called to do. And funny enough, now that I'm here and I have this thing that I'm doing, there's not much that I can think of to do and share and inform. And my partner just keeps interrupting me.
Because I figured I'd help you share.
So, what are you helping me share about?
We are sharing enlightening commitment and relationship in order to create a more fulfilling day.
That's actually pretty good.
Hey, what up?
So then, because I'm explaining, if you overheard, that it's funny that I'm sitting here with the camera in front of me, though I'm going to upload this, but there's no real thing that I'm even talking about, except just sharing what I'm doing right now, which is part of the experiment.
Well, a good thing to kind of go about is how your week went, or maybe an update for folks on like how your experience went with the recent venture you went on.
Recent venture.
Yeah, as far as like keeping up with your emails and like doing your program and project, you got a lot to talk about.
I do have a lot to talk about. That's why I was like, it's funny that this is happening right now, because usually my brain is like filled with so many things that I could say, talk about, and create. But also, like, I'm just sitting here like, recess.
Well, tip number 1, folks, bullet points.
Folks or Michelle?
Everyone.
Okay. But I think that's the fun of it. Like, sneak peek into the life of. Right? There's fun to it. So, I haven't quite got to the things that I said I wanted to do today. Not necessarily because of any one reason, like specifically, but more so because I've been in a headspace, a little tired. Some things have been coming up for me from my past, and again, also not necessarily unfortunately, but just in a self-reflective way. So the things that I have been doing today have been more so in a slow and steady pace, bridging patience with presence, and just gathering my thoughts of what I really am looking to do in the future. And a couple of those things are recreating this space within my home that best suits this creative endeavor and the ones to come, and also to create a maybe some sort of series, 3-part series that I can offer viewers like you, but also people who may not even know me that are somehow drawn to this work, that could be interested in diving a little bit deeper into creative action and metaphysical topics, and how to bridge those spaces to be more empowered and grow and feel fulfilled by their work and what they're doing in the world. And that's ultimately what I'm working on, of course. So I think any great endeavor really begins with working from where you're at and sharing what you know and sharing what you are working with and on, and for others to be drawn to that work too. And these are the things that I want to talk about more. So I wanted to go ahead and get that out there, while I also mentioned that one of the services or offerings that I would like to bring into the conversation is dealing with creative action, the things that we were actually creating in this world, and to feel empowered by them, but in the way of like maybe a 3-part series where it involves a maybe some practices, some challenges, somewhat similarly to the 20-day challenge that I have briefly talked about before, but also the one that we just ended on January 1st that I want to go into more detail about as well and share my experience with that as well. But I also think it could be of benefit to have some challenges in this 3-part series. I'm also looking at doing guided meditations and visualizations and having some journal prompts as well as practical tips and tools that you can use to actually create something that again is fulfilling for your journey, the creative expression that wants to come out of you, because I believe all of us are creative beings in this world. We would not have been created from that essence of creation if we weren't that ourselves. And I want to dive into conversations like those while also, again, doing these practical tools and tips and sharing some of my knowledge and my own inner challenges, as well as where I've come from and where I plan on going with them and taking them and bringing you along the journey with me. So that's some of the things that I've been thinking about today, and while also coming back into a space of empowerment from some things that within the last few months of the year really were very triggering for me. And I want to talk about some of that stuff too, share some revelations I've had in regards to these things, while also letting other people know that like they're not alone, and hopefully that does seed some things to grow from that in and of itself too. I have so many plans. I have so many things that I want to share and do. And again, like today just has felt like I've been in this space of almost R&R, and I've not necessarily been fighting it, but also trying to empower myself through it, because I do feel like it becomes a greater experience when I can fight adversity and empower through adversity, is what really I'm trying to say. So that's where I stand with that today. I think during the process of all of what I've been talking about recently, through wanting to do this a video a day thing and coming off of the challenge that I've just recently been on, I've been contemplating a lot of mind, body, spirit wellness in myself, but also because I've been seeing a lot of that being a huge, major topic among my peers and the community, my immediate community that I'm around, and because also too it's a new year. There's such an emphasis on these things that we're looking to recreate and redefine for ourselves as we move into a new energy of the year, given so many different astrological placements that are now transiting, of course, but then will transit, and so many things to talk about. So here's to also getting a little bit more streamlined. And as my partner mentioned earlier today to me, making bullet points, which is a good thing to do, and I think is wise to listen to. So we're going to be doing a lot more of that as well. And again, just getting the hang of this, getting the swing of things, I think is most important for me right now, but also being patient and present with it, because obviously it's not going to be perfect yet, and maybe will never be, but I'm also looking forward to maybe there is a day that it will be, because I do have Chiron and Virgo, and if you know anything about Virgo, they are quite the perfectionists and need things to be straight lined and very pinpoint, very accurate, and sometimes can be a little OCD. Well, that is me, that is my wound, and that's where I'm coming from. And yeah, I will always be fighting that. Regardless, I have overcome that many a times, and I look forward to overcoming that in the future many of times. And yeah. So anyway, this is what I'm drinking today. This is also what I'm drinking today. Iced coffee. And this is also what I'm drinking today. Water. So stay hydrated, people. And I think I'm gonna leave that there so I can get to editing and create something special for the future so I don't get too hung up on what this does or doesn't look like. So again, here's to imperfection, and I look forward to seeing you in another one. Namaste.